Is my living in vain? Is my body in vain? Is my passion in vain? Is my travel in vain? No, of course not. It's not all in vain. 'Cause after all, let it define.
Lux, 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 Lady Lux, Lady Lux. That's her name, don't wear it out. Lady Lux, Lady Lux. That's her name, don't wear it out. Hopping out the bed, right? Gotta get my tummy tight. I'm gonna get my body wrapped today. That means you going right. Let's spin the block to the group home. See what them boys on. Looking out for them men, making them feel like who? Mike Jones. Mike Jones. Mike Jones. Mike Jones. Mike Jones. 4 days and 3 nights. Lux, get your flight right. Tune in to Busy One, 7 p.m. on Wednesday night. Fashion talk, let's not forget where you get your fashion pick. Latest fashion in the mix. Yeah, you know it's gonna be lit. Ow. 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 Lady Lux. Lady Lux. Lady Lux. Lady Lux. Ow. Ow. Lady Lux. Yeah.
Hello. Somebody's messing with my screen because it's falling over. Do a mic check. My stand is falling. There.
Just from right there, you should.
Mic check.
Put a little bit closer to you. One more time.
Mic check.
We live.
Mic check.
Hello. How you doing?
Make sure I got your mic ready.
Hello, hello.
We are live.
So, without further ado.
Stop messing with my stuff.
The views and opinions expressed by the host and or guest on this show are not that of Busy One Radio. Busy One Radio is a public platform where your opinions and your views are heard, talked about, and taken very seriously. These views and opinions are broadcasted to our listening audience for their entertainment. We thank you for listening to Busy One Radio.
Hey y'all, what's going on out there? A beautiful day in the Natty. We're just 100 degrees, you know. It's bad. Hopefully by the end of September we'll have some good weather. Well, it wasn't as hot this morning though, right?
It was hot.
This morning?
It was hot.
It wasn't hot to me.
I'm out there.
It was kind of mad. So we have a special guest here today, Mr. James Mabien. Y'all know James, better known as Fancy.
Mr. Fancy himself.
Mr. Fancy himself. So
Right.
tell us, let the audience know about who James is and who Fancy is.
I'm an entrepreneur. Been in real estate for 30 years. On nightclubs, strip malls, houses, apartment buildings. It's pretty much what I do.
So you own strip malls?
Yeah, I sold the strip mall in Woodline. The plaza right there where Beezos used to be at the Mexican restaurant
No, I don't know.
and bar.
I know where Kroger's is.
Across from Doobies, where Doobies used to be.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I used to own the plaza
Okay.
right there. I think that's 10055 Springfield Pike, something like that.
Okay. So how was that?
I mean, when I bought it back in, I think, 2010. I'm not exactly sure, but bought it for about $315,000. It was pretty bad, and we restored it. Had it rented out for about maybe 5-6 years, and then we sold it last year for $1.1 million.
What a come up. So you know what you're doing.
I tried.
Okay.
I tried.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I understand that you grew up in Hollydale.
Yeah. I grew up in Hollydale. I was born till when you get to be, boys, when they get to be 14, 15, 16, they want to experiment. And, I was I do believe I was the only single parent household in Hollydale. I could be wrong by maybe one or two, but I doubt it. I think I was the only one. And it kind of caused me to venture out, you know what I'm saying, by my dad not being in the house. So my dad was an entrepreneur. He owned gas stations and a convenience store as well.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, my dad used to own a gas station right on Glendale Milford and Springfield Pike. I think y'all call it a fish bar now, KC Fish or whatever that is.
Really?
But it used to be my dad's gas station.
Wow.
So yeah.
They put a fish bar at a gas station.
Well, they closed it down. It used to be I think it was Wings and Rings or something years ago.
Okay, I know
Then
exactly
shut
what you're
that
talking
down.
about. Yeah.
And then I think somebody bought it and opened up a fish and chicken joint or something. So, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Mhm.
So you watched your dad as you was growing and seeing the entrepreneurship and working a 9-to-5 wasn't nothing what you wanted to do, right?
No, actually, my mom was married. I must have been between, I think they got a divorce about when I was 7. So that was between when I was born and 7 years old. They had all the stuff that they had. And then they went their separate ways when I was like 7 or 8 years old. And, I guess, back then, when a black couple get a divorce, everything goes. So when it was all said and done, they had a janitorial service. They had to sell everything they had, and they wound up. I think my mom worked at Western Electric, and my dad worked at Hostess Bakery. They had good jobs, made good money, but they were divorced and they did their own thing after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how important being an entrepreneur is to you?
I used to work at Wendy's when I was 15, 16, something like that. And then I worked at Napa Auto Parts. And I realized, when I was, working for them, it wouldn't last. Plus, I'd already started experimenting in the street. So, it was a different time back then. So I remember when I was a young boy, probably about maybe 5. And there was a guy from Glendale. He had a Rolls Royce, gold Rolls Royce. First black man ever seen with a Rolls Royce back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So, that, and he was a hustler. So, that kind of opened my eyes up. And then I, just jumped out there. I jumped off the porch.
You jumped out the porch.
I jumped off the porch. So,
You like that fast money.
Yeah, well, I like money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I don't love money, but I like money. I think it opens up a lot of doors, because I like to help. So I think that opens up a lot of doors for people, including myself, for me to be able to extend a helping hand. So, it just, being a hustler, you can hustle one way or the other. I've always hustled something. And whatever I do, I've been blessed to be good at. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I understand that you used to have a lot of cars and fur coats and.
Yeah, like I said, it was a different lifestyle back then.
Mm-hmm.
You come up and you see, like I said, Rolls Royce, Corvettes, all the stuff. You see that back then. I wish maybe if I wouldn't have saw that, I would have invested in real estate when I was getting some street money.
Yeah.
But, the vision wasn't there yet. So, I guess God has his time and he lets us, get information when we need it and he thinks we're ready for it. So
Right.
I was definitely ready for it when it came.
So you talked about giving back. I know for a fact that you do a event every year in Lincoln Heights. It's free food, free drinks.
That's not just, it's a team of us.
Okay.
And like I said, I've been blessed to be around a lot of strong people, and you know, a lot of people can look at you and say, "Oh, you know, he's doing this." It ain't never just that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a slew of people. I mean, you got Kiki was on the board, Anita Dry, Bill Franklin, um, Gary Brown. I mean, there was a lot of us, and we brought that together as a family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to have
So
a
it
family.
wasn't the board for Lincoln Heights. It was a board that you all put together.
Yes, yes. Vanita spearheaded,
Okay.
and we just followed her lead. You know, strong black woman. And you know, we was blessed, and we did it 2 years in a row. This was our second year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people came out. It was a blessing, you know, just to be able to give back to the community and the fellowship. You know, the number one thing was the fellowship, you know, for me. So I've seen people I ain't seen in 20 and 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, that was
Like a
blessing.
black family reunion.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The Lincoln Heights family.
Yes,
That's
yes.
right. That's right. Lincoln Heights family.
That's awesome. So I heard you say that you like to help. You like to give back. What other things have you been doing lately in the community to give back?
I give back to my community. Like, you know, I don't want to talk about things that I do in my community like that, because my focus, and everybody know if I can find a need in Lincoln Heights, I'm going to try and meet it if I can. So I mean, it's a lot of brothers. Mr. Daniels out there doing his thing with the kids. I mean, I call him super brother, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you know how hard it is to work with kids that
Yes.
ain't yours.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
do.
and sit back and watch him and what he do with our youth, man. It's like, I mean, it just stirs my spirit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm a lot older than he is. So, you know, a lot of the kids, you know, see me and be like, oh, that old man. So, but yeah. You know, I look at a lot of people. I mean, P30 with his son. You know, he's from Lincoln Heights. P3's boxing. You know, he just fought in Vegas in Junior
Oh,
Olympics.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Awesome.
lot of talent in Lincoln Heights. It's a lot of good people. You know what I mean? It's not, a lot of people think and say certain things, but until you've been there, you're like, oh man, you know, it ain't what I thought. You know, people are a lot more friendlier and a lot more helping. I mean, we stick together. You know, when we out, we stick together. I mean, we're a family. You know, and then when we at home, we like a family. Sometimes you argue with your family. You know, sometimes you fight with your family.
Right.
So that's pretty much what it is. I don't care if it's Avondale, a big family of, you know, people that just came together as a family, or if it's Bond Hill, or if it's Mount Healthy. You know, it's just a family of people that came together and trying to do what's best for the community.
That's awesome.
You know.
That's awesome. About how many youth does he serve?
Man, I mean, honestly, Mr. Daniel serves the whole community. I mean, you know, he has a nonprofit. Everything is free. They got the community garden. You know what I'm saying? They got Fish Fry Fridays. I mean,
With the kids?
yes, he got podcast rooms for him. I mean, I mean, he's a brother that's, you know, fighting a battle that, you know, needs all the help he can get.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, the little bit I do, you know, I just try and give when I can, because I also got a lot going on. But we need more brothers in the community and more sisters to say, hey, I'm going to start giving up my time. If you don't have money, give up time. You know, because in the end, when you be like, well, Dad, if I'd have gave a little bit more time to someone in my community, you know, it might have changed their life for the better.
Right. I heard you say that your dad left out the house at an early age. How important is family to you?
Family is everything to me. You know, I love my kids. You know, I love all kids. I ain't gonna say just my kids, because I love all kids. My mother had a giving heart, so it kind of made me that same way. You know, my aunts and my uncles. How I grew up, when I was a little boy, they used to send me to Alabama every year.
Really?
Every single year. And, you know, I would stay with my Aunt Helen and my Uncle Willard. And when I tell you, I mean, even today, right now, and I think my Aunt Helen might be about 50 years old. No, I'm just playing.
I'm like, what?
I ain't gonna call her age, but she she's older. But
Yes.
when I tell you a lot of what I saw growing up, I mean, you used to go in Alabama, you have tornadoes, stuff come through, trees blow down on houses. I mean, when I grew up with them, we was down there. We went to cut trees up off houses. We went. My aunt Helen, we delivered food. My Uncle Willard, you know, he had us in there redoing bathrooms, you know, because a lot of stuff in the South is a lot different than here. So to watch them and not ask for a dollar ever, I never saw any person give my Aunt Helen and my Uncle Willard $1.
Wow.
And I grew up with them every summer. My cousin Kenny was one of her sons, and he was like my brother. So that's what we did. You know, we worked together doing that growing up. So I did that my whole life, even you know when I was grown. You know, still going down there. You're gonna give. You know, if you're from the South, you're gonna give because that's just how it is, and that's how we were raised. And I say I was raised in the South too because of how much I was there. You know,
They gave you that foundation.
yes, yes. So yes, I would say, and my mom. You know, my mom, I watched her. You know, and how she lived her life, and my mother. You know, she gave to so many different people. She worked at I forget what the place is downtown where they feed the homeless, and I forget what it's called, but she used to go down there first of the month. But she worked at Pierre Foods, and she would have huge donations from all different types of companies because of what she worked for, and they gave it out to people every single month, and she would cook for people. I mean, she just whatever my mother could do, she did.
Wow.
I mean, that's just where it comes from.
All right. Real quick, what do you think happened to family? Because family is not family like it was back then.
Well, we took the black man out the home. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is what I will say because a lot of people look at me and think, oh, he's a perfect dad. He this and that. No, I'm not. Nowhere near even close. When you take a father and a mother and you separate them, a mother's trying to raise a child. She's trying to give up two parts of something she's only one of. That child is being cheated, that mother is being cheated, and that father is being cheated. We got to find some way to come together and get back to family. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one. We got to get back to family, y'all. We'll be right back after these messages. Thanks for tuning in.
They go live from the kitchen. Live from the kitchen. It go live from the kitchen. Live from the kitchen. And the heart and the urge.
Thanks again for tuning in to.
Lately, I've been going through some things that only you can give me.
Thanks again for tuning in to the Lady Devine Show on Busy Web Radio. We have my good friend here, Mr. James Mabien. We was just talking about family, talked about his life and growing up in Hollydale and Lincoln Heights. And now I want to talk about, we had some unwanted visitors that showed up to Lincoln Heights. And I never really heard what was the outcome of these visits and the things that they done. It looks like they were hiding some things.
Yeah, the Nazis came on the bridge and did what they did. You know, there's nothing, you know, that we can do about it at this point because it's a government that, and if things aren't changing the government, then, I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. There's no way in the world that you could have a gun and throwing out insults or trying to entice a rider and entice somebody to violence, and it's legal. I don't even think it's legal if you ain't even got a gun to try and entice somebody to try and cause an altercation. And then again, like the police, you know, it's more to it than what meets the eye because there's no way in the world. Because when we was there, we was watching, the police was right there with them the whole time, and they saying they're protect and serve. Who? You know, we got kids getting out of school at that time. We got people getting off work at that time. You got a lot of highway traffic seeing this. That's why they did it at the time they did it, to get as much attention as they could, but they got the wrong attention. And again, when I tell you, Lincoln Heights is a community, is a big family. We stick together because
it was amazing.
It's kind of like a robocall. You can call one person in Lincoln Heights, and the whole hood, depends on the situation, the whole hood will be there.
Wow.
No questions asked.
Wow.
So that being said, I think that you know, we need to make changes in the office. When I say in the office, we got to have stronger politicians, you know, to fight for us, because we're in a time now that if we don't, I mean, you're going rich and you're going poor. There's no more in between. So, you know, we got to make a change now. If we don't start getting people in there that's going to look out for us and some of our agendas, then we'll lose in the long run.
We're losing, definitely. How important do you feel that creating your own community gardens is? With our food being the way that it is expensive and we don't know what's in it.
That's very, very, very important. I mean, from a community garden to a backyard garden. My mother had a garden when I grew up and on the side of her fence. So, I mean, I know that's important. You know, to be able to feed your community, to be able to help feed your people, to be able to teach them even how to grow. Because, I mean, the way things are going now, and they're talking about, like, what if we lose electricity? You know what I'm saying? And we're not teaching our kids the grassroots things that we were taught growing up. And if we weren't, our parents were taught that. We got to get back to that, because we're coming into a time when AI is taking over.
Yes.
And AI is not coming to take over rich people's jobs. AI is to take over poor people's jobs. And again, you know, to help, you know, the world, I guess. But we'll be the ones that suffer in the end. You know, we'll have probably a 40 to 50% unemployment rate. I'm talking about the Black community.
Right.
About, you know, in the Black community. Anybody makes, I believe it's below $40,000 a year. Those are the ones, the white collar jobs. Those are the ones that's going to be targeted. So if we don't put together a plan now, it's going to be a lot of people in trouble.
Yeah, I've noticed how they got the drones now that's delivering food and products to people's houses. So they took away the jobs. I'm sure they're in the warehouse picking products and things like that. I even noticed how the grocery stores is Kroger's. It used to be where you had, you know, the cashiers and the baggers, and they only got about 4 registers now, and the rest is self-serve.
Well, think about this. It's 2025 right now. By the time 2030, let's just say it's, I think it's 17 million by 2027 jobs will be taken by AI.
17 million?
Yeah, 17 million, I think 300 million by 2030 worldwide. And you got to remember, these are going to be jobs like Secretaries. You'll need a secretary, you need a personal assistant,
Yeah.
or you got ChatGPT. I mean, it's so many jobs. Restaurant jobs are going to be gone because you got. When I say restaurant jobs, you might have 2 or 3 people working in there as opposed to 30. You won't have. I know autonomous driving is going to be heavy in the next 2 to 5 years. So that means you ain't going to be doing Uber, and you ain't going to be doing Uber Eats, Lyft. You got to think about what's taking place. I know BlackRock had put something out that they were going to be looking for 500,000 electricians.
Wow.
500,000. If I could recommend men and women, if they're not, I don't know what field they're going into, but I know it's a lot of black people that would make good electricians. And if you ain't doing nothing, that's a field I would go into. And if you're doing something and you're worried about your job getting cut out, I would start looking in the electrical field because they pay really, really well.
Yeah.
Really
So
well.
you talked about the government being involved in that altercation. What can we do to bring more community people together so that we can act as one? Because we're just out here spread it around doing individual things and nothing is mattering.
Well, you got to have people to get out in the community and network with the community as far as, you got to have one common vision. Like if your vision is to say, okay, we want a playground or a swimming pool for our community, that means you need to go door to door like they used to do. Knock on the doors, talk to every single person in the community, tell them what your plan is, ask them for support. So when you go stand in front of your politicians or your political people or your representatives, you will have a support system, and then you can push. And once you have people that come together, you can't stop it.
So this could be done community-wide, don't you think?
Yeah, it could be done worldwide. Honestly, but you want to start in your community. Again, I don't want to get off topic, but I'm starting a equity crowdfund for a strip mall and a grocery store that I want to build in Lincoln Heights, and that's going to take me going door to door. And it's not just Lincoln Heights; it's 4,000 people. I call it the Heights 4,000, and that's 4,000 people coming together to build a strip mall, grocery store, and laundromat with 3 storefronts and a sub bank in Lincoln Heights right there by the highway where Wendy's is. So I have to go door to door in Lincoln Heights first because I want the support of my community.
Mm-hmm.
But I realize it takes more than Lincoln Heights community to pull this off. You need the support of the city. But what I want to do is, because I have a 5-year plan for this, my plan is to start with Lincoln Heights. So we go out and we recruit 4,000 people that's close to Lincoln Heights in that 2 to 3 mile area, and have them sign up and say, hey, would you like to own part of this grocery store? Would you like to buy shares of this grocery store? And if you would, you'll get a residual income from what you spend. You go to Kroger, you spend your money, you get no return on your investment.
Nothing.
If you come to this grocery store, which is community owned, which you are part owner of, you'll get a residual income. Well, when you're starting off, it's kind of like how Tesla or Ford or any company start off. You're getting started, you're building your foundation. Lincoln Heights will be the blueprint to what we then proceed to do is in food deserts. We go around to each community that's a food desert. Just like Kroger's. Kroger's hit certain spots. They don't do food deserts. They hit certain spots where they believe they're going to get the most traffic.
Mm-hmm.
We picking the best spots where we think people are going to come and support it because you invested in it. Personally, I don't know one person to invest in something or own something that won't support it.
Right.
And I don't know nobody who go to the grocery store and get a return on their investment. So
Nope.
if you had an opportunity to invest in something that you're going to get a return on, when you spend your money and anybody else spend it, why wouldn't you do it? It's common sense. Plus, the plan is, okay, we got the blueprint. We built our first one in Lincoln Heights. This is a 5-year plan to make this worth $100 million. Lincoln Heights grocery store should be the strip mall. I'm going to say strip mall because you got to count calculate the grocery store, the laundromat, and then you have 3 or 4 other spaces that you can rent out for retail. So on the average, if this strip mall is turning roughly $4 to $5 million a year, and we do one a year, that's one a year, which once you have a blueprint and you up and running and everything is running smooth, you can do 2 at a time. Wow. And once you do 2 at a time, you can do 4 at a time. At 5 stores, our valuation would be $100 million. Wow. So why wouldn't you want to invest in something like that when you know AI is coming? And think about this. You own a grocery store, the community. We don't do AI checkout. We don't do AI stocking. We use AI, of course, to help our business be a better functioning business, but we keep our employees. We don't have computer or robot stocking our shelves. We get people in our community jobs. We don't have people cashing. We don't have AI registers cashing people out. We have people there. I like contact with a person when I'm spending my money. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So especially when I'm dealing with my groceries. So I'd rather do that. So if we're giving that to a community and we providing jobs and you get an investment on your money, a person would have to come to me and say, you were the dumbest person in the world to try to do this. And I would say, why? Tell me one thing that's a downfall to this. Right. Tell me one reason why you wouldn't want to do it. You helping the community, you helping yourself, and you helping the world. Because honestly, Kroger started with 1 store. We're gonna start with 1, but we're gonna wind up with 100.
That's right. We gotta take a break, y'all. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in.
And that's a young nigga with the game and the hunger and the urge to go so far. There's nothing we won't go through to get to what we need. Young nigga clean up the mud I was made. I gotta do it for the family. I gotta get everybody out of this. Gotta change this brand. I was Mason. Everything's about growth. Said I would never win, no. But I'm too strong, last long, so I never gave in. With the rest and firm, we don't cave in. Shoulder to shoulder, ride or die, something like we made it. The trench we stayed in, played and prayed and got paid. And I'm saying, proof my labor, before the day ends. Feels good like heaven. I wanna bask in. Bring my brothers up, no, this is my personal testimony. I ain't never been no phony. It's in the eyes every time. I won't hit you up with no money. I'm stacking, I'm sure. It won't kill you by no money. That's against Harry code. This is my personal testimony. We was trying to make it out, but you was hating from within. Trying to stop the paper route, all the real ones can vouch. I ain't never did no fake shit for a little bit of clout. Cause I was trying to make it out with my hand on my hand. Like, don't make me pull this out, you niggas better watch your mouth. Words you speaking come to life, I can vouch. I speak my truth when in this booth. All the joy and the pain, you can hear it pouring out. You know life ain't but a maze. And for them Franks we been lost, but with music we can save.
I seen that. It's heavy on my heart, man. I wanted to look out for you right quick, man. You know.
This is my personal testimony. I ain't never been no phony.
It's in the eyes every time.
I won't hit you up with no money.
I'm stacking, I'm sure.
It won't kill you by no money.
That's against Harry code.
This is my personal testimony. I ain't never been no phony.
It's in the eyes every time.
I won't hit you up with no money.
I've been stacking, I'm sure.
It won't kill you by no honey.
That's against Harry code.
This is my personal testimony. Wisdom, been through ups and downs, failed, got up, crawled, got up, fell again, got up, shot at, it missed, shot back, I missed. Wisdom is what you go through. When you look at your arm, you see the wounds on your body. That's what you had to go through to get through that day.
Hey, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in to the Lady Devine Show. We got Miss Londe.
Yes.
Where you fly in from?
Florida.
Oh,
Yeah,
she was in Florida.
yeah,
She
I
flew
was
in from Florida. And we have Mr. James Mabien. How y'all like this? How you like it? Miss Lady?
I love it.
Okay. So we want to talk about community revitalization. How do we formulate teams to move things forward?
Real quick, I do want to touch on one more thing I didn't finish up about the strip mall. I'm doing an equity crowdfund, and basically what it is the shares would be $1,000 a share. So basically, if you wanted to buy a share of stock in the company, it'd cost you $1,000. Well, I know me being poor with everybody else, might not have $1,000. So I set up an equity fund, so you got 12 months to put your $1,000 in. So that would leave certain type of people out. So you were able to put $80, $83 of money in to meet your $1,000 in a year. And at the end of the year, we hope to have raised $4 million from 4,000 people.
Okay, so do you have to be a resident in the community?
No, you can be anybody in the world. But the thing of it is the structure. The reason why this works so good is because you want the people from a 3 to 5 mile radius to invest in this, because
I'm there.
They're more apt to say, you know what, I stopped there at the grocery shop. And the whole thing about this, the way this blueprint works is the people that's in this community, the people that's around the community, people around that community will support it. And you only have to do $5 million a year out of each store to be $100 million valuation. So that's why I know. And then every place we look at will be a food desert. When it's a food desert in that community, it'll do some new development tax credits. So we'll go after new development tax credits to help pull off the projects that we plan on building as well. Plus, we'll go after like some political people, some famous people that try and attach to this, because I believe this is a beautiful idea, and I believe people want to get attached to this. I've talked to a few people in politics. I don't want to call them names yet until I get letters of endorsement, but they said it was an excellent idea. I came up with this idea about a few months ago, and when I put it on Facebook, I got a lot of friends on Facebook and Instagram, and a couple of my friends that's heavy investors inboxed me and said, call me. So I called them, and it was like, why are you trying to get individuals that invest in this? We can pull this off ourselves. And I told them, I said, I wouldn't do this unless the community was involved, because this works for the community. I'm not looking to make this work for people that already got money. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build something for the future that I see coming that we're not prepared for. Mm-hmm. So one of the things I want to do is I want to be able to get it back.
So how do you get involved?
Right now, I'm in the process of doing the homework, footwork, as far as putting information out on podcasts. I do a lot of Facebook. I'll be doing Instagram, TikTok, social media. And then, of course, door to door, face to face, hand to hand, because that's how I operate. I like to see a person in the face so I can talk to them and they can understand who they're dealing with, because my face is on this, and I want the people to know who I am and what I'm about.
So if I want to donate, how do I do that?
So it's not donate if you want to invest.
Invest.
Now we're gonna be taking some donations too, but we want.
I want to invest.
Big corporations to invest
and
in
pledges. It sounds like pledges will work too. Like would it be a big dinner or something where you can pledge? You can have 3 different stages of pledging. Like would it be to get 1,000, 500? Well,
the way it works is when you do a crowd equity fund, this account is set up where I can't touch the money. Like let's say if it was $1 million sitting there, I'm like, man, I'm gonna try and get some of the money. You can't do that. the money is designated for that project, and when you meet your mark or what you're trying to do, everything got to be in place for you to be able to access the money and all your, I mean, it's your lawyers and your accountants, everything got to be in place. So your board.
Yeah, that sounds great. Said it because the board is not
So, like I said, it's a lot that's going into this, but right now, my goal is to do the preliminary footwork, and that is letting the people know what we're planning so they can get ready for it. One of the things that we didn't do, I should have did this 5 years ago. I should have started this 5 years ago, but now we under the microscope because AI is about to hit us. If we ain't built something and got something that's going to carry us, that's going to help us, then we'd be the ones by the wayside because we didn't invest properly. And I know a lot of people, say, well, $1,000 this or $1,000 that. You can take a few nights off a week from going out. You can take a few nights, a meal off, or not smoke, or do something.
Yeah, you said $80 a month.
It's $83 a month.
83.
And you can't sacrifice that to be able to invest in something that you get a residual income for the rest of your life. And it's just like any stock. When you invest in it, it's going to keep growing. So you might invest at $1,000 this year, but think about it in 5 years when the valuation is $100 million. What is that $1,000 worth now?
Mm-hmm. So how long do you think this is going to take to adjust that?
So my plan is to in 12 months. So once I start the equity crowdfunding, it's a 12-month program for people to be able to put the money in. I got to have all my legal work done first, and that's what I'm in the process of doing now. Once that's in place, then I'll come out and I'll do the door-to-doors. Actually, I'll be doing that before then because all I'm asking for is your email, your phone number, and your address, and any social media that you have. So when we decide to do this, we send you the information, and we email you or we hit you on your social media saying, hey, the equity crowdfunding is starting. You said you wanted to be a part of this. We need you. Let's get on board. And believe me, it's bigger than what a lot of people don't realize. Think about 4,000 people to decide, I want to be a part of this. That's 4,000 different people. So now you got 4,000 phone numbers, emails, social media that you can reach out to and say, hey, let's get on the same political agenda. Let's come together and let's start pushing our vote here. But imagine you starting here with one store. You branch out, you get 2 more stores in the city of Cincinnati. Can you imagine now you got not 4,000 people, that's 12,000 people that you got on your team that you can say, hey, y'all, let's try and vote in the same direction because we want to accomplish this. Let's have some same common goals. Yes. Because what we have a problem with, even in Lincoln Heights, it's a lot of people with good ideas. But you have an idea, and I have an idea.
They don't know how to bring them together.
You want your idea done first. You want yours done first, and I want mine done first. We got to say, you know what? Let's look and prioritize stuff. What's more important? Okay, we're going to get yours done this year. We're going to get yours done next year. And the following year, we're going to get mine done. That's the type of structure that we need. We got to come together because we passed the time of arguing because you think you're right and I think I'm right. No, we got to meet somewhere in the middle and work it out so we can go forward. Because if we don't, man, I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of people hungry. Y'all, I look at the stuff that's going on between Israel and Gaza, the Palestinians over there, and I look at those babies, man, and how they're starving. And I just, all you can do is just pray. Because, I mean, there's nothing we can do from here at this point but pray. But I don't want that for us. You know what I'm saying? When I say for us, you got to remember, when AI take over, where are all the people going that lose these jobs? I mean, let's just be honest. It's $40,000 and under. So let's look at the people around you. I mean, I'll make $40,000 a year. Do you make $40,000 a year? So, and I'm using this just talking in general. Those people are going to lose their jobs. Where are they going to go? What they going to do? If they don't retool themselves? Now, you got time right now to retool yourself. But think about it. How many people are trying to retool themselves?
I don't know, because I'm in the healthcare business. I work with developmental disabilities and home healthcare. I'm finding that these people don't want to work. They're given an opportunity and they are very lazy about it.
Well, this is what you're saying though. You're saying giving them an opportunity to want to work.
Yes.
What is it when it's no opportunity?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You won't have opportunity. So you think you're just gonna keep playing and not put together a plan for the next 5 years. This is the scariest time, one of the scariest times of my life, because I'm looking at what's transpiring. I got kids, and I'm looking at my kids. I'm like, man, and even my kids, I keep preaching to them. Listen, it's gonna be a lot of unemployment out here. Who's gonna be unemployed? Because they done set this up, and it ain't just white people, black people. This is gonna be across the board. So it's going to be about the green money and not black, white, Mexican, none of that. When by the end of 2030, it's going to be about that green dollar. It's not going to be about race.
Wow. We have to take a break and we'll be right back, y'all.
Right
This
back.
is deep.
Ain't like I can't do but when I'm weak, he make me strong. He's so amazing. He's so amazing. He's so amazing.
Hey, thanks again for tuning in, y'all. Busy One Radio, the Lady Devine Show with Lon Dave
Yes.
and our special guest. What's his name?
Pudding.
Oh, James Mabien. Better known as
I
Fancy.
remembered it, but I just couldn't. It didn't come quick enough.
So we're talking about the next year. The next year. Where do you see us at the next year, Fancy?
Well, like I said, from 2025 to 2030, will be the hardest time in our generation, our life, the people that's living right now. And it's going to be the people that's going to be the hardest for, I think, is the older people and middle class people. The younger people, I think, it's because they into like the AI and the chat GPT and all that. They're very creative. And if they tool themselves out right, and we got to get into the education and have our schools start teaching our kids differently. The way our kids are taught now, it's not helping us. But we got to remember right now, some businesses, don't get me wrong, I understand some businesses starting up, but you got to look at, like, I know when you start a business, you want to plan, 5-10 years out. So you look at, you try to forecast what you see. So when you go into that business, it'll be successful. So when I'm sitting here and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, in the next 5 years, I know AI is about to cripple us. That means a lot of money is going to be taken off the street. I mean, that, how a lot of people are going to survive, I don't know that. But I just know one of the things that we should be trying to do is group together as people and come up with projects that's going to benefit the people as a whole, where you can cut a lot of AI out. And you can do that. You just got to be creative. Like, this is what I think. If you want to, let's say if you wanted to open up a McDonald's, I don't think you should have to go to the bank to open up that McDonald's. I think you should do an equity fund where you want the community, the people around to be a part of it, to own it. Because if they invested their money in it, they're going to come there and they're going to spend it. Right. So why go to the bank where the bank is going to reap the benefits of the money that you borrow when you can go to the people and let the people reap the benefits of the money?
I like that.
You know,
it just makes sense. It makes sense.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Once you get this going, it's like shooting fish in the barrel. Like,
it sounds like Black Wall Street.
Yeah, I mean, it would literally have to take a person that wouldn't want to participate in this. And I say this: black, white, Mexican, Chinese. I don't care who it is. It would have to take a person that really hates the person that's putting this together, not to want to be a part of it. Because why wouldn't it be successful? Saying if you invest your money in something, you ain't gonna go spend your money at the place you invested in.
Right, I sure am.
This is common sense.
Yeah.
And why would you do it when you know it's gonna benefit you in the long run? When you know
Yeah.
You might be out of your job
Mhm.
in the next 2 to 5 years or whatever. So it's about time for us to start thinking about ownership, investing, and stop thinking about just working a 9 to 5 and just getting by, because getting by is not going to get us by anymore. It's over for that.
No, it's not.
Get by, ain't gonna get
Because
us by.
I see a whole lot of people being homeless. I see a whole lot of people that's hungry. So what happens is they start doing the drugs, then they start robbing, stealing, killing, and it's just gonna get bad.
Because they feel that there is no other outlet, no other way, you know. And
There is. We just have to be creative. Like, I mean,
There's outlets, but they don't. They're
right. Like right
They're
now,
not
what I'm
they
saying.
need the James to go out there and educate. And you're just one person.
What we need is black people and white people and Mexicans coming up with creative ideas for us to invest in, to be a part of their ideas, so we reap the benefits and not big corporate America. We need that money in our community. We can think about it. If you make the money and you spend the money in your stores, you're gonna keep that money in your community. It's just common sense.
and then the community grows.
Exactly. So a lot of stuff that you might want to do, you might want to have in your community, you can have. I mean, Lincoln Heights ain't had a YMCA in, I think, 30 years. You know what I mean? Our kids don't have nothing. I mean, we got to go out, our community, Evendale. Don't get me wrong, we got the rec center, St. Monica. They do a good job, but we need more than that. It's just, you know, because that's like the small kids. You need something, you got, you know, bigger kids that, you know, you want to be a part of. So you can bring stuff to the community if you use your money right.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to start investing in ourselves. And that's the number one thing. If we don't start investing in ourselves, we might as well look and say, you know what, this is pretty much over for us.
I heard you say the Mexicans and the white people as well. Do you see all of these people coming together to make something better?
This one thing I can tell you, and I think pretty much a lot of people agree with this. When you ain't got nothing and you hungry, you'll come together with anybody, white, black, brown, orange, green, purple, to be able to eat and survive.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got the same goal, and that's just to survive. Right?
I'm sorry.
That's just what I believe. You know, I believe that because you got to think about if you go back, I don't know how many years ago it was, but when we was poor, the Chinese people was poor, it was poor white people, we was all together out here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like we had the same goal. That was just to eat and stay alive. You know, it was the least that we hated, and that's what it's about to be all over again. So why not prepare yourself to at least try and catapult you in an area where you have some residual income, you invest it properly. And I'm not saying you got to invest in my ideas. Start thinking like this, though. Start looking for ideas for you to invest in. Start making moves where you develop residual income. You know, everybody ain't going to invest in real estate because they don't know about real estate, but there's other things out there that you can invest in to make money. Stop going out spending your money at the bars and the clubs and the malls. And I say this, I told my daughters this. I said, my daughters, I love my daughters. God knows I love my babies. They're horrible with money. And I told them, I said, you're going to live paycheck to paycheck because you can't save nothing out the check that you get every week. So that lets me know that you will never be an entrepreneur because you can't make it out here as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs might not make no money for a month, but you might have hit a lick 3 months ago and you blow that money without budgeting that money for the next until you get some more. So yeah, I love my daughters, but yeah, they bad with money. And I look at a lot of our youth, and not just youth, a lot of our people, blacks, whites, Mexicans, whoever, bad with money. I mean,
financial literacy.
That's what we need.
And we don't, I don't know if it's in the schools or not, you know, nowadays, but I know I'm in education, and that's one of the things that we discuss a lot. We used to take kids to the market and teach them how to grocery shop. When I was little, my mom gave me a whole notebook paper, front and back was 25 lines. How to go to the grocery store. I was 12 years old with some food stamps, going to the grocery store. She would get us a cab, me and my sister, and we had to go and budget. This was high, don't get that one, get this one.
Mhm.
And that's how we did, When I was 12, I was writing down money orders. I was writing down money order. She put the rent, this, all on a piece of paper, sit it there, and we had to learn how to write money orders. These kids nowadays are spoiled. We got allowance, all that. I don't know what these kids do.
You see this book like this right here?
Mm-hmm.
Like this. My mother, she had something like this. She said, son, she said, I want you to take this book and I want you to keep this with you every single day for the next 30 days. Every single day, I want you to write down whatever you buy, whatever you spend. I don't care if it was penny candy. I don't care if it was a gas electric bill. I don't care if it was a pop, gas, you pay the bill at the house. I don't care. I want to know in 30 days everything you just spent money on. At the end of that 30 days, I want you to bring me that book. So I did it. Brought her the book. Boom. She went through. She opened it up. My mother was thorough. You know what I'm saying? Like she had me open a checking account. I think I was 16 or 17. Like I learned finance from my mother. You know what I'm saying? So, so she went through it. She said, all right. She said, I noticed you spent, and she went through every single day, and she noticed I used to drink a lot of Mountain Dew when I was growing up. And she noticed, she said, you spent $32 on Mountain Dews in the month of May, just using Mountain Dew. And I was like, okay. She said, well, now I'm going to draw a line to this. That $32, that comes to me every single month now. She went through there, she found out, she said, oh, you spent $200 in shoes? Okay, well, your shoes look pretty good. For the next 6 months, I don't want you to buy no shoes. I want you to keep that same pair of shoes. So that $200 will come back to me too. So she went through, by the time she went through, I found $1,000 in waste every single month that I could have been saving. Every single month. Just by me not writing it down, seeing it physically, I just never looked at it and thought about it. But when I wrote it down and she put it in my face,
can't miss something you don't see.
I was like, Mama, you're right. And that's how I learned how to start saving money.
You ever heard of John Hope Bryant?
Yeah, that's my boy.
Really?
That's
So
my boy.
I spoke on his platform.
Have you?
He sent for me. I went to Atlanta and spoke. He actually even did a live and named it after me. And it was, the weird part is he used to tell his chauffeur, Yolanda on here, or
Oh, wow.
And then one day he had on there and he was talking about me.
Uh-huh.
And when I got on there, I finally joined it and I get on there. Oh, I met Martin Luther King's daughter through him, the GM of MSNBC, Hank Aaron, all that. I sat at the table with his mama, his sister husband. I'm at the big old table, and then he would get done speaking and come out. He was so scared of me because he had never met me, but he used to be like this. But every time I got on there, he made sure he directed something to me. I think he kind of had a crush at one time. But he directed, he's married now, but he directed something to me. Like he'll be on there and he'll be talking to somebody. He was like, yeah, because Yolanda's he always made sure he said my name. I was like his number one fan. But I used to say prayer, coffee, and then John Hope Bryant. And then he started using it on his platform.
Oh, that's what's
Yeah.
I actually, I used to follow him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I started following him, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. I think it was right during COVID. I think I started following him or something like that. And I just used to see him all the time. He just talk about financial literacy. And I used to be like,
I learned so
oh my
much. He's a good person. You need to watch him.
And at the time, my mind wasn't where it needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even though I was getting money and I was in real estate, it just was like, I never could get the concept of what he was doing. And then once I started learning and educating myself, I modeled my foundation is called Change Love Foundation.
Okay.
And what I did was I went on ChatGPT and I said, I want to know exactly how John Hope Bryant set up his nonprofit foundation.
The largest nonprofit organization funded
And
by
I pretty much duplicated
private. Did you?
his format.
Yep.
Because I said, why do I need to
largest
invent the wheel? The wheel was already invented. All I need to do is take what that brother's doing and take it to the next level. That's part of what I'm doing, trying to do with the equity crowdfund, to do this strip mall, and then eventually, hopefully, it'll be a chain of Black-owned grocery
And you sound
store.
like him, so that's what made me. You sound like something, you know,
That's a hell
and
of a
yes,
compliment.
and he.
I mean, I'm nowhere
He
near
have,
close
I
to
know,
him.
but he has over 100. He has over 100 offices where people can get homes.
Yes. I wanted to go. They had and I think it was Dallas, Texas. They had the
Conference,
Good Ground Conference.
one of the largest
Right,
conferences.
and I wanted to go to that.
I went to Atlanta one.
Part of what was going on through that process, a lot of the knowledge that I started researching was because of just listening to him and a lot of what he was saying. I was like, man, that makes so much sense.
I went to
Is
that.
it really that easy?
Look, I went to that conference, and I kid you not. So you know, all these big crowds around him. A big crowd was around him. Man, he called my name. I ran. I ran and hid behind the wall. I had a headache. I was there for the conference, and he was making his way towards me, and I was like, I was so nervous.
We're out of time.
Oh, okay.
So last words, Fancy. What do we need to do?
Well,
how do we support you?
This is what I would say. Just stay posted. If you're not a friend of mine on Facebook, go to Facebook. My name is James Fancy Mabien. You'll start seeing a lot of information that's going to be coming out.
Okay.
I will be going door to door personally in Lincoln Heights, but then once I cover Lincoln Heights, I'll be going outside to other communities and I'll go door to door as well because my goal is to cover a 3 to 5 mile radius myself.
Okay.
To get this started, and sometimes you need to put that footwork in yourself. So that's why.
On the ground.
Yeah. So all I say is just stay tuned in and pray for me first. You know what I mean? Stay tuned in and just ask God to direct my mind and my heart and open doors, not just for me, for all of us, because God didn't give me this vision just for me; it was for us.
There you go.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. We're gonna see
Thank
y'all
you.
next week.
Next week.